I'm often asked if it's good to buy a home in a community with an HOA or to avoid it altogether. I'd love to say that there is a clear-cut answer, but there really isn't. I want to address it today anyway, though, just to open up some thought together on the topic. Let's look at some pros and cons together, and then by the end, you should be in a position to answer the question for your own personal needs. Let's go bad news first. Okay, so the cons. It's an extra cost. My first question here would be, how much extra is it per month, and what do you get for it? Is there a pool, tennis court, clubhouse, parks, other amenities? Is it gated? You're probably going to feel much better paying a larger monthly amount if you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, right? Hey, if the community pool means you don't have the expense of putting in and maintaining your own pool, great! If the amenities are going to enhance your lifestyle, it will very likely be worth it. But if you have a high HOA and all you get is common area maintenance, which is a fancy way of saying that the plants, grass, and shrubs are maintained by a landscaping service in the areas that belong in the community, but not to one particular homeowner, well, you may think twice unless you really love that neighborhood. When you're budgeting for your total monthly costs, take the HOA amount into account along with your mortgage payment and what you anticipate your utility bills to be. Some people don't like being told what to do with their own home. I've had clients who very clearly said from the beginning that they did not want to be in an HOA community because they didn't want to have to get approval from the board every time they wanted to do something to the front and exterior of their house. Some HOAs are stricter than others. I have a client in Menifee who loves their community and their home, but before they can put a play structure in the backyard, or a patio cover, or change a tree or design of their front yard, they have to pay a fee and have it reviewed and approved by the HOA board. That can be more time-consuming than you'd like, and an extra fee just to get started on a project to improve your home. Next, I mentioned that some HOAs are stricter than others, right? Well, typically the HOA is managed by a property management company. They are paid for their service as part of the budget of the HOA's account. There will also be a board of members who are residents in the community who are part of decision-making that impact how the budget is spent and the community is maintained. Depending on how the HOA is managed, either someone from the board or the property management company will do routine drive-by inspections of each house in the neighborhood to ensure there are no visible violations of the HOA rules. For example, some HOAs will not allow basketball hoops or tetherball poles in the front yard, or if you leave your trash cans out too many days after the scheduled trash day, you can be cited. But how do you know what you can and can't do? Well, when you're in escrow for the purchase of the home, escrow orders and provides you with the HOA package, which will include the rules for that particular HOA. Make sure to read through those and that you feel comfortable with them. There's this one beautiful gated neighborhood in Murrieta that doesn't allow work trucks with company branding on it to be parked in front of the house, either on the street or in the driveway, other than when work is being done. I had a client once that decided to move out of that community because although they really loved it, his work truck didn't fit in their garage, but he had to bring it home every day and had no place to park it other than his driveway. They were constantly getting notices and fines from the HOA and had to move to a neighborhood where they could have his work truck out front. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom, and I really wanted to leave you on a positive note. Here are some pros for having an HOA. Consistency. If it's important to you when you drive into your neighborhood to see a consistency of good home maintenance and pride of ownership, an HOA can actually be your friend. The HOA will pick up on and work to resolve those problem houses that have a habit of, I don't know, never watering their grass or cutting the lawn or weeding, who leave debris in the front that becomes an eyesore, or maybe they have that car, you know, that doesn't run but it just sits out front of their house with one missing tire and a broken window. Also, they can't paint their house bright pink or a bold color that doesn't go with the feel of the rest of the neighborhood because they've decided and fined until they painted their home with color that is approved by the board to match the color palette of that community. The same rules that can feel restricting can also be a help to encourage pride of ownership in a neighborhood. And we touched on it a bit in the beginning. What about all the great amenities a neighborhood with an HOA can offer? Pools, playgrounds, tennis courts, parks and open spaces, walking paths, lush trees, plants, and flowers that enhance the look of the community in shared areas. Maybe a clubhouse you can rent out for parties. Planned community events like egg hunts or movie nights that are put on by the HOA. Gosh, guys, there are some really great communities that offer so much to residents that really transform the neighborhood into a community. A community where you can meet other people and make lifelong friends. Hey, I'd pay an extra fee for that, wouldn't you? So really, it comes down to your story. That's what real estate is all about. What do you want out of a home? What fits best into your budget? Weigh everything and then decide what works best for you. Do you have a question about buying or selling a home? Please like this video and leave a comment with that burning question you have so I can answer it for you. I'm Katherine ℉𝓼𝓼. Thank you for joining me in becoming HomeWise. See you next week.